All right. All right. All right. All right. We're live. We're live. What up? What up? Surprisingly, it's pumping. Yo, yo, yo. Tell the strat. What do you look to happen? The war for 5 minutes is huge for me. I'm waiting for the unicorn at the macro. That's all I trade. Macro times starting at 9:45. And I look for a unicorn with my bias, which my bias I established it in around 4 minutes. But just by looking at this, I feel like I'm bearish. Rather look for shorts. The unicorn is basically this is the unicorn right here. You have you have a bearish order block. Do y'all see this bearish order block? How it comes, makes an order block, and then displaces lower, sweeps this liquidity right here, sweeps the low, putting in a new low from this bearish order block. So what usually happens is price comes, makes the order block, sweeps liquidity, taps the order block, and continues displacing to make lower lows, right? But in this case, this bearish order block, price comes taps, but inverses the bearish order block, right? It makes it a breaker block. So that's the breaker block. And then what I'm hoping is when we shift market structure here, market structure shift right there. When we shift market structure, I'm hoping that we make a breakaway gap, which the breakaway gap is right here. That's the breakaway gap. And that's the trade. That's my entry on the breakaway gap tap. Stops below a low, probably this low. And you could target the high. And that's the trade. That's that unicorn. That's what I'm looking for. Is that clear? Yeah, this fucking pup is crazy. I think it's a no news Monday too, right? Clear but too fast. All you have to do is look for order blocks. And when you see an order block, you want to shift towards your bias. For example, today I feel like I'm bearish. I'm gonna establish my bias right now in a minute. I'm gonna go over the unicorn once again in a bit. But I'm gonna wait just a minute here. 9:40 is when I like to establish it. Shit, my eyes are burning from the screen, bro. What time frame are you looking for the unicorn? I mean, price is fractal, bro. I'm looking for the unicorn in the 1 minute, the 3 minute, the 5 minute, the 15. Obviously, the higher the time frame, the better. But I don't even know where I marked out that initial unicorn. Where was it? I don't even know where the fuck. Oh, it was right here. Look, this was a 5 minute unicorn. The one I marked out, it's a 5 minute unicorn. And if I'm bullish, I'm watching this print. I'm waiting for a shift. As this is printing, I'm marking out the bearish candle. I'm waiting for this bearish candle, this bearish order block to get inversed. For our IFVG is mitigated, we have London lows to target. Yeah, for sure, I'm bearish for the day. And right here, we actually have a bullish order block that we want to see get inversed. But this in the 1 minute might be too soon to tell, but we are shifting from it. See what happens. This is an order block. Join the YouTube, guys, if you want to see the charts. Join the YouTube. We're live. We are fucking live. So this is what a standard order block should do. Price comes, taps the order block, and keeps putting new highs. That's bullish order flow with the order block. That's usually what it does, but when it doesn't, it inverses the order block, making it a breaker block or a mitigation block. All right, let's do our bias real quick. On the daily, we're neutral. We're trading off nothing. Um, see, did this get inversed? I mean, we were, yeah, no, neutral. Neutral on the daily. On the 4 hour, let's jump time frames to the 4 hour. 4 hour bearish. We're trading off this bearish, massive bearish gap. We can even grab our fib tool from the high to the low of the gap. Let me just reverse this. Yep. Coming into the OTE of the gap, which I feel like I'm gonna leave marked out. The 4 hour bearish. You want the journaling Excel sheet for sure? I'll send it right now. Give me a second. Give me after the macro. I'll send it to you for sure. 4 hour we're bearish. It's gonna be the same for the 1 hour bearish. The 15 minute, same thing, trading off several gaps on the 15 bearish. So we're mainly bearish for the day. You want to see at 10 a.m. candle switch. We want to see how the 1 hour candle closes, the 4 hour candle closes, but we're bearish. Hopefully we see this order block fail. And shift market structure. We will be trading against the trend if we do happen to take a trade, so it's not going to be an A plus setup. But if this shifts with a breakaway gap, I'm definitely looking to trade that. The macro started. We are shifting here. We do have London lows right here. London low. Let's mark it. No gap yet. Let me look at ES. ES, notice how ES still does not shift market structure from this order block, which we do want to see it shift. We could also take our entries based off ES. Man, just give me the fucking ES right there. So I do hope to see a shift in ES with a breakaway gap. Still might be too soon to tell. Might be putting SMTs bullish. So we just wait for the unicorn to happen. I mean, we do have this massive, massive gap that we want to wait for. No shift yet on ES. We do have a 2 minute order block, which I can't see on TradingView, but I'm looking at it in Top Step. We have a 2 minute order block and we have a 2 minute gap right there. I have no accounts in TradingView. I'm just charting, using it for charting. But look, we have a gap with our breaker block. Um, chart entry. We could definitely look for an entry, bro. Hmm, which is 6-2. Here is our entry. Let me see what ES is doing. There's no shift yet on ES. That's the only thing holding me back from taking the trade. I'm not gonna take this, by the way. I'm just gonna chart it. There's still no market structure shift on ES, so I would not take this. Something like this. Can even look for a tight trade, maybe a tighter trade. But yeah, there's still no shift on ES. As a matter of fact, ES is pumping. I'm not taking this trade, by the way. I'm waiting. What we need to see is a market structure shift on both assets. And right now, ES did not put a market structure shift. NQ did. So you can see it did not displace from this order block. It actually respected the order block to the tick. In same case here, respected the order block right here. respects it and displaces away, comes back to another order block, displaces away. That's what order blocks should be doing. And this is good. This is leaving us, and right there, we keep on shifting higher. This is leaving us with a beautiful 3-minute bearish order block, which is higher time frame. If we want to catch the reversal towards London lows, we want to see us break structure from this 3-minute order block. We have around 10 more minutes for a new hourly candle, for our candle to open. I probably don't want to see this gap get inversed on the 4 hour. So it's all about patience, waiting. If you have a bearish bias, need to wait for bearish confirmation. If you're taking longs, I mean, good on you. You could win on the order blocks, mainly on ES. But I'm waiting, patience, chilling. Join the YouTube if you want to see the charts. Patiently waiting. We're already overextended here. We have 8 more minutes, 7 more minutes for the new 1 hour, 4 hour to open, which we're waiting on. Is there any other way I could have a bullish bias? Probably if we inverse, I guess. But I do want to see some rejection. And I'd rather catch some shorts because we're in bearish order PDRAs. But let's see. ES is still hella pumping. No news today. Low impact news later in the day. ES looking like it wants to pump, keep pumping. See what happens. I do want to get the correction. We need to tap back order blocks. We need a inverse on order block. Ideally this 3-minute order block right here. we want to see this order block get traded into and maybe inversed. That's what we're waiting for. If you're an IFBG trader, this 3-minute IFBG also looks good to trade off of. If you're bearish, if you're bearish, what's up, Mr. V? Join the YouTube, bro. If you want to see the charts, we are waiting. 4 more minutes for the new hourly candle to open, which I expect to see volume come in and movement and the displacement to take us lower if that's where price wants to go. Still no shift on either asset. We actually have a bullish unicorn that got placed, but we're bearish. We have this bearish order block that got inversed with a breakaway gap. Where are you from? I'm from Mexico, brother. Would I have taken this? Hell no. But I mean, we're pumping. That is a bullish unicorn that got placed. But you want to see a bearish unicorn get placed, not a bullish one. I mean, price is fucking pumping on ES. However, it's still trading inside of the bearish PDRAs. 2 more minutes for the new candle open. Hourly and 4-hour candle, 2 more minutes. Waiting for the trade. Waiting. This is what trading is about. I would say, dude, you want me to help? You don't want to help me with the journey? That's so sad. Please. My bad, brother. I'll send you the journal in a bit. I'm gonna send it here in the chat on stream if you want to join. Important time frames, please. I mean, price is fractal. Your model could happen in the 1 minute, the 3 minute, the 5 minute, 15 minute. If you have a higher time frame draw on liquidity, just jump into the lower time frames to catch the move. Yeah, I'm gonna send it on the YouTube chat. I'm gonna send the journal. Just give me a minute. I don't wanna take my eyes off price right now. Not in the macro. Let me see what ES is doing. ES is still pumping. 30 more seconds. 30 more seconds. Alright. I expect to see some volume come in. 10 a.m. candle open. We did not inverse this FBG. Let's see if it gives us bearish confirmation to take shorts. We also have a 5-minute gap. That could be interesting to see get inversed. Ten a.m. candle open right here. See what happens. To see what happens. To see what happens. We're waiting. It's all waiting. It's a waiting game. Fucking waiting. Can't be too zoomed in the 1 minute because we have 3-minute and 5-minute PD arrays. For bearish, we want to see these get these placed. I'll send the journal in a bit. I'm waiting for the macro to be over to send the journal. If you want it, I'm gonna send it on the YouTube chat. Just give me a second for this macro to be over with. Yes, it's starting to shift bearish. It's finally printing bearish candles. It's inversing a couple PD arrays. Let's look at the 3-minute. Perhaps want to see price close below this. 5-minute. Perhaps want to see the 5-minute to get inversed. Might look for an early entry. I'm watching to see a bearish unicorn get placed on ES. See what happens. Not really the close we wanted here. We are deep within this bullish unicorn. See we inverse. No inversion yet. Let's look at the 3-minute. No inversion yet. 50 more seconds. The 5-minute got respected. No real market structure shift on ES. Mm, 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 mm. Am I thinking longs here? Probably not. Just stick to the bias. 10 more seconds. Probably not gonna get inversed. Still hoping to see that 3 minute or 5 minute get inversed. It's going. We gotta wait now for candle close. 2 more minutes. Still no inversion. As a matter of fact, it's rejecting. Tap the bullish order block. Bullish unicorn. Mm, mm, If y'all want the journal, I'm gonna send it on the YouTube chat. Join up the stream if you want to see the charts. If you want the journal, here in the YouTube chat. I'm thinking shorts in a few. Yeah, hopefully. See, we're waiting. You want to see an inversion. 5 minute, 3 minute inversion, whatever. Just an inversion still holding. Yo, what's up, brother? 3 more minutes for the 3 minute candle close. Does not look like it's gonna inverse. 5 minute candle close. You have 50 seconds. We are tapping into bullish order block right there on the 3 minute. Taps to the tick perfectly. So could definitely print bullish back to the 10 a.m. candle open. Does not look like it wants to close bearish. Although ES is displacing. See if we could get heavy here. So again, got respected. The 5 minute got respected. The 3 minutes still been respected. Still no sign for me to place a short. So let's see what happens. Kind of just chopping, consolidating right now. I mean, there's absolutely nothing for us to trade here. So we're just waiting for anything to happen. Nothing's happening. We haven't shifted a 5 minute gap, 3 minute gap. Bro, just give the journal link. I'm gonna give it right now in the YouTube chat. Join the YouTube stream. I'm gonna send it in around 3 minutes. We're coming back to the 4 hour open. We're straight pushing. Type my email, but it never works. Did you check your spam and shit? Spam and takes a while. Check the spam. Just put it in my stories in a bit as well. I mean, the macro's just about to finish. Nothing really too enticing to trade. You want to catch big moves, big direction. Does not look like we're gonna inverse nothing. It looks like as if price wants to keep pushing higher actually. Um Hopefully within the next macro we get a shift. We get a forever model where we sweep this liquidity with an SMT and then we displace lower. No trades in the first macro. So in the first macro we started around here 945. We kind of stuck in this range. Don't really want to trade the range. Want to take these types of movements, this type of trades. So right now in the macro there was absolutely nothing for us to trade, so we're not gonna trade nothing. Alright. Everybody wanted the journal. Let's send the journal. Let's give the people what they want. Alright, I'm gonna send it. Go crazy. Go crazy with it. There's the journal link, brothers. Hey, bro, just got a new account with Lucid. Gonna leave that top step funded, resting for a while until I have 200, 205 drawdown. I'm also on TradingView and looking for the buys now. Late today, but looking at the same macro. Yeah, there was nothing in the macro, kind of just chopped and consolidated. Oh, we did get this displacement, but there was really no entry. So I'd rather just hold off. I do have London low as target. But if you're gonna get this big as of a move, just around, yeah, almost 300 points, we do want to see a shift structure from here, from this low. We do want to see these lows get taken. It's fine that it doesn't happen in the first macro. I'd rather wait for the second macro. Yeah, I'm bearish too. Trading off 4 hour, 1 hour gaps, 15-minute gaps. Um, we do have 15-minute equal highs here that already got traded into. I am bearish. I am most definitely bearish. This macro didn't offer the trade though, so we're just gonna wait for the second macro. We are going to wait. Woo. Nice. I'm fighting against the right thing. Just got to stay consistent and let the outcome come. Exactly, bro. Patience and detachment is where it's at. Right now, no trades first macro, waiting for the second macro. Um, Hopefully y'all didn't take a trade either. If you took a trade, hopefully it was in pre-market. I don't take trades pre-market. How would you trade this? I have no fucking clue, but there's people that catch these moves somehow, some way. How would you be able to catch this move? I have no clue. I genuinely do not know how you catch these moves. But we're still waiting for cleaner price action. This is not clean price action. I would not trade any of this bullshit. So I'm gonna wait. So we're waiting. I'm gonna wait for the next macro. I was thinking of purchasing a Top Step account, trading it on the side with the same trades I'm gonna take on my funded account, but just with more size. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe, or maybe tomorrow when we have news, I'll start. Probably wiser to do that. So right now we're just gonna wait for the next macro. Um, I only trade macros. If y'all don't trade macros, that's fine. If you're bearish, wait for a shift. We have nice structure here. Look, let's mark it out. We have nice structure here where we could inverse this gap and also close below this wick right here. So a strong candle breaking structure here could be a good short if you're bearish. I don't know what else y'all could be trading here. Hopefully y'all haven't taken any trades in any of these candles. There was absolutely no entry, in my opinion at least. I'm yes, I'm live right now, brother. If you want to see the charts, I haven't taken the trade. I'm waiting for my setup. Looking for market shift in the 15 minutes, perhaps 15 minutes. Damn, no bearish candle on the 15 minutes. I mean, to me, this bullish order block, which already got tapped once, look at it, how it taps and respects perfectly. Um, Maybe want to see this bullish order block get inversed is probably what I would wait for. Like it is the deepest one. You could get maybe early entry confirmations, but this is like the higher probability if we shift this. Most likely going to take these lows, this low, which is London, and so on and so forth. No other entry around. Maybe could have caught this low, but we were bearish bias. Um, yeah, I feel like there's just no entry just yet. We need more structure. We need more. We need more of everything. We need more of price. We could get a forever model type scenario where we sweep this high, possibly with an SMT, which we are gonna get because ES is not even close to taking this high, and NQ is just about to take it. Um, let's see. Let's draw the hypothetical scenario of what we want to see if we're bearish. We sweep this high with SMT forever model type beat, and then we displace lower. This is the forever model from Justin Werlin, where you sweep a high inside of a higher time frame PD array with an SMT. And when this happens, you just wait for a displacement, being an IFVG, CRT, FVG tap. You could catch this tap right here, which is what I'm trying to catch. This tap. I don't want to see price just bolt through. I'm expecting to see a retracement and then the sweep lower. So that's obviously an ideal hypothetical scenario where it just plays out perfectly to the tick. Does that make sense or not? All right, bet. So then we just wait for that to happen. But it comes down to, are you willing to wait for that? Are you willing to hold your horses? Are you calm enough to not take any trades in this shitty price action? Have you taken a trade here? That's what it's about. So we got the high right there. ES still does not take the high. So there's SMT at the highs. As of now, ES still does not take. So we do have the initiation of a forever model happening. ES has not taken the high, so there's SMTs at the high. Let's see, we get a rejection, hopefully with CRT. Bro, I honestly might go to step in the funded. Still holding on the SMT. Can we get a CRT entry type beat? Might low con it on the funded, probably one or two cons for the early entry. But we have to wait for candle close, which is 20 seconds. Oh, 10 seconds. All right, we did get CRT. Fuck it. Above, stops above this high. Buy stop right there. It's a tight stop. This is probably just like a $50 trade, but it's an early entry. $50 risk, something like that. Not really risking too much. This is just a forever model trade. Usually when you trade for the early entry, you do want to make re-entries. But this is just the early confirmation based off CRT, based off the SMT, based on that we have a bearish bias, but we could get stopped out, $50 risk. I wouldn't be sweating if we get stopped out. But it does look like price still wants to push bullish. It's holding off very strongly. See if we can get a rejection. There we go. There we go. We caught the early CRT entry. See what happens. See what happens. Obviously, like I'm expecting, or like my trade idea is that we sweep all the way towards the London lows down here. So this is like a top tick type trade. Hey, can you teach me when you say fuck it entry, no free confirmation, short mate, no shit, you're in a losing streak. Come on, man, we expect better from you. Sheesh. Chill out, man. I entered off the CRT, early confirmation, SMT at the highs. I'm not a financial advisor, bro. I'm in the journey just as you. I'm not an expert. I mean, it's not really a hater, it's just somebody that wants to make money, which I get. We're getting a nice dump. Hmm, maybe this low. Yeah, that's what I said. I know you're not hating. You just want to make money. It's alright. I don't know if I want to be fully out. Maybe just take a partial, I guess. I mean, this is not. Maybe take a partial this low. And my target is down here. That would be insane, right? I mean, ES already took this low, which is not ideal. Basically, what CRT is, I reread your message. How can you teach people and say fuck it entry? I entered off CRT and entered off the liquidity sweep up here with the SMT. SMT is an early entry confirmation. I love to trade CRT. That's why you go low cons, you don't go full on in because like you said it's not really it's a lower time frame shift in market structure when we have a power of 3. Hold up, hold up, hold up. You have a power of 3 in the 1 minute where this first it takes three candles. This first candle, the second candle, which manipulates the first candle and sweeps liquidity, and the third candle, which distributes and closes below the first candle. That's CRT. That was the. I waited for candle to close and I entered. Stops above the high and just let price displace. It wasn't a fuck it. I'm just gonna guess. There's context behind it. I used to trade like this strictly. More freestyle, more forever model. This is a forever model trade. I stopped trading forever model because there was way too much freedom with the trading. There was way too much how do you say it? Ambiguity with it, right? And back then I was not disciplined. I did not have the mental capacity that I have now. The discipline, the patience, the detachment. Yeah, I would win and I would take payouts, but I would also blow accounts and lose money, right? The highs were high, but the lows were very low. Trading like this. I do miss it. I do wish to come back someday with the discipline that I have that right now. But I feel like I wanna keep giving the unicorn a breathing room, give it more data, and keep trying the unicorn because the unicorn has taught me this discipline and this patience. Someday maybe I will come back to the more forever model, more freestyle type trading. I understand, mate, but this literally. Wait, whoa. I understand, mate, but this is really the way you want to trade with lower confluence, no inversion yet, no change in state. Just asking, mate. I want to see you good. I mean, it was low cons, risking about $50 to $100. You want to scale into the position. It's an early confirmation. Doesn't mean that price is going to displace. That's why you put a low risk. Now, when we displace, maybe you do want to enter it off this gap. Maybe you want to re-enter here. Put a re-entry. You already put two cons, maybe three cons since we already shifted, placing a unicorn here. It's just an early confirmation. If you're the type of trader that likes to scaling and scale out of position, this is a forever model textbook trade. Higher time frame PD array, 4 hour PD array. We have liquidity sweep right here with an SMT, like I'm saying, and we have CRT. We have our entry confirmation right here. I used to only trade CRTs. Or if you could see on the journal I sent, if you go on entry model, you could see it says CRT. So probably putting my stop here is not wise because we might tap into the FVG. But I mean, this is valid for me, for my brain, and for my confluences and my way of understanding the market. I mean, like I said, I'm willing to give it a stab. Previously, when we saw the sweep of liquidity, I said what I wanted to happen: liquidity sweep with CRT, with SMT, and it happened. So why not give it a try? But I have nothing to teach regarding the charts because I'm an unprofitable trader. I'm not a profitable trader. What I do teach, or what I do like to teach, is patience and discipline and journaling and good habits and waiting. Everybody trades different strategies. People place trade supply and demand. People trade trend lines, EMAs, ICT. Um, People trade whatever the fuck they want to trade, bro. If you're here for signals, not the place to be. I'm not a signal guru. I don't charge for my signals. I'm live streaming for free on YouTube, exposing my journey. But yeah. Naomi says, same with me. Supply and demand. I blew my account last week, not following the rules perfectly. About two new accounts, and I'm trading based off points and not PNL. I think knowing how much I'm losing, making me mess with my psychology, just trading repeatable and asking ChatGPT. Yeah, I mean, that's why people hate on trading. I mean, on Top Step as well because they say it's too gamified with the PNL and shit. Because the idea behind a profitable trader is you get the dopamine from taking good setups and not from making money. So you're more input than output driven. On Top Step, I would use daily lockout for my fundeds. I would do $300 worth of daily risk, but I would scale in and out of positions. Now I'm more of a set and forget type or set and move to break even. All right, we're gonna get to macro here. Just looking at the bias, still looks bearish. Ideally, I do want to see this low get taken for us to think of a move lower towards London low, if that's the initial idea. So maybe looking for a 3 minute entry might be the way to go. So just about a minute for the macro to start. Um, my trading idea will probably look something like, wait, let me just scooch this a little bit. Trading idea will move something like this. I want to see this order block get inversed on the 3 minute. Mm, looking at ES, let me see ES on the 3 minute, kind of just chopping. We do have this gap right here, but I'm not too worried about it because ES is kind of just chopping a lot more. Right there, we took a partial. 5 minute equal lows as well. Right here. Yes, sir. They're equal lows, so we do want to wait for a shift in market structure off this 3 minute bullish order block. We also obviously want to see a shift on ES. So hopefully we get that. or even just a close below this low, this FVG on the 5 minute and on the 3 minute. So probably yeah, the 3 minute I feel like is the way to go right now. So we want to see this keep dumping. Hopefully no retracements yet. Got out on that trade with 124 profit using the because it was clear shot for me. Alright, bet. Good shit. Small win is a win. I mean, it's small till you think. Imagine trading that on like 5, 10 accounts. That's a $500, $1,000 trade. So it's relative, really. But we're waiting. The first line of the manuscript, the profitable trader's manuscript, it says, "I'm a professional trader. I move with purpose, not emotion. My job is not to predict. My job is to react with discipline." Second line, it says, "The market is not my enemy. It's a mirror reflecting my patience, my greed, and my control. When I'm calm, the market rewards me with clarity. When I chase, the market punishes me with chaos." Next line, it says, "I don't need to trade often. I need to trade precisely. Every setup I take must earn its place. I trade quality, not quantity. I wait for alignment, not excitement." Next line, it says, "Losses don't break me. They teach me. A red trade is feedback, not failure. I don't fight to be right. I trade to be consistent. One trade does not define me. The process does." Next line says, "My risk is my foundation. Every trade has a plan, every plan has a stop, and every stop protects my future. I respect risk, and because of that, my account grows in strength and confidence." Next line, it says, "I am patient and waiting and ruthless in execution. I move only when my system calls me to act. When I entered, I commit with clarity and confidence. When I exit, I do so without hesitation or regret." Next line, it says, "I master my psychology. I don't fear missing out. I fear breaking discipline. I don't crave thrill. I crave mastery. The moment I detach from outcomes, I gain true control." How do you put your TP? I don't know how to do it in TradingView. How to just close all the position. What I do, all right, there's two ways you could do it to set up a trade in TradingView. Um, you could put a short position. For example, I traded off with a 1 minute CRT. Let's make the trader here. You could put your stop loss where you want it and your take profit when you want it. This was the trade that we took. You click it, and then up here you see this create limit order. And right here, I don't know if you can see it. Let me check my OBS. Yeah, right here you could set how much you want to risk. I want to risk 250 on this trade. So it tells you how many, like you just click sell and it automatically places your take profit and your stop loss. That's one way to do it. The way I did it, I just entered on market and then I right click. How do I set it up after I'm in the trade? This is how I do it. So I open two contracts here and you have to play with this on the top left. And for example, right now I want to close one position. So I right click wherever I want to close and I just put, since we're in a sell, I want to buy limit. You just put it buy limit. That's how you do it. Same with the stop loss. This was my stop loss. It's a buy stop, but it's the same idea, but you can't see how much profit you would get or, you know. I mean, honestly, that's why I like TradingView because I'm not really thinking about the profits or how much I'm risking. Like I'm just like I'm obviously not full porting, right? But I'm not really like I don't even know how much I want right now. $45. Wait, did it? No, I want like $100, which is good. Just about 100 buckaroos. In this case, yeah, it just takes out one contract or however many contracts you set it to take. So it is the macro. We kind of are just chopping, which is not really good. This is kind of the session we've been getting. Um, I am heavily considering going back to forever model trading instead of unicorn trading. Um, feel like I was doing a lot better with worse psychology, and right now with good psychology and good discipline, it takes time to see the results. But you do have to find your groove and your trading style. The unicorn is more of a mechanical based trading, and the forever model is more of a freestyle. It is mechanical, but it is more open to. What are your reasons behind the potential change? If you could give us a quick rundown, how it's different from unicorn. Like I said, it's more freestyle, and unicorn is more mechanical, more strict. What can happen if you only trade strictly unicorn is you fall into the trap of pattern trading, which at the end of the day, I mean, the pattern's about to work. Um, like you sacrifice a little bit of price action for pattern trading, and forever model is more price action based trading, and price action based trading is more freestyle. Like uh, Giacomo was saying, he was saying, wait for an inversion, changing the state or whatever. That's more of a unicorn based trading, which uh, the break of structures, market structure shift is all essential to trade any strategy with context. But sometimes you get market structure shifts, but you don't get entries, for example. And in the forever model, maybe you do want to take those entries where you wouldn't usually. So I feel like in this prop firm space, I've noticed that I feel like you need to be more defensive when you have to be defensive and more offensive when you have to be offensive. I feel like it punishes more of the set and forget type traders, and it rewards more of the uh for example, I got an early entry and like open more size, right? Like get a small risk of this is how I used to trade. My daily lockout on Top Step was $300 and I would make like 1K days. It's like I'll show you a calendar right now. It sounds like I'm capping, but I'd say we're out from that trade. But like this would have been my one and done trade if it was my old me type shit. Like I would have gone a little bit more heavy or um because this is like an 18 point stop. So in order for me to risk $300, I would have had I just opened two cons. I would have had open like seven cons. Maybe I would have opened three or five cons and maybe at the top of this order block open some more. All this is hindsight, right? But it's just like the thought process I would have had previously and go more aggressive and move my stop loss aggressively. I open more size down here. All right, I move my stop loss to break even. So instead of risking the initial 300, I'm risking I don't know 150, but I have instead of five cons, I have eight cons open. So instead of my take profit being $600, it's now like 900, $800. And it gives you more freedom to take partials. It's about trade management and it's more like you do have to put more brain power and have to be like more on the charts, which we're trying to do the opposite of being more detached. But what would happen before is I would take this like $600 win, like right here, like a CRT, SMT, whatever, and I would keep trading. I would look for the 1K day or wait for another setup or wait for the next macro or that's where I was lacking before. But I sent the calendar to my friends, which this was the July calendar of last year, which it pains to see. And this was I was trading all forever model, all freestyle based. My daily lockout was 350, and I mean, looks pretty good to me. I used to trade like this. I used to take payouts. Uh, but whenever I blew like 7K in profit, which was that was like in August, the ending of August, I took a payout. I took like a 2K payout, and I grew the account some more, all the way to like 7K, and I blew all that money, bro. And that shit hit me like a truck, like a truck. So how would you manage risk differently with an eval with that model? So what I would do is I would set, even in combines, this is how I used to trade. I would set the $300 daily lockout, non-negotiable. I would even lock out the lockout because that's a feature in Top Step. So I would put the 300 daily lockout, and what I would do is instead of opening a lot of size here, for example, CRT, same example. CRT, I would open one, two cons, and when I see like an efficient price action or efficient price delivery, if I'm thinking this is my target, this is the final target, right? An efficient price action, how price delivers is it makes, if it wants to push bearish, it makes a lower low and a higher low, lower low, higher low, lower low, higher low, right? So my re-entries are based on the higher lows. So right here, I open two cons. Let's redo the trade idea, right? The candle opened right here. So this was my initial trade idea, right? I opened two cons or three cons. Maybe I would have opened four, been more aggressive. Three, four cons, I don't know. You see this big displacement, all right? You're favorable in the trade. You might even adjust your stop loss here because adjusting is a like a yeah, a prerequisite that you need to understand. Uh, like you're more on the trade, like you're more scalping, right? It displaces, you get a small retracement, it just keeps displacement. All right, I'm break even right there. And when price doesn't meet the target and it comes, for example, this would be my confluence. It would be this order block right here. Tapping this order block. All right, I'm open like two more cons. What's gonna happen? It's going to shift my entry a little bit lower, probably around there, but I'm gonna keep my stop loss at the break even initially. So what that means is now the initially, for example, I was risking 300. I can't move to break even. I'm risking nothing. Price comes, taps my order block. I open two more contracts. So right here, I would be risking like around $100. So instead of risking the initial 300, I'm now down to risking $300, but I have more uh upside because I have more cons open, right? Price delivers, same thing comes, taps the same order block. I can look for another reentry, which is going to shift a little bit lower. All right, stop loss, move it above this high so I could be break even, but I don't want this high to get taken because that means we're going to take this high. My draw on liquidity is still strong down here. So initially I had three cons open. Now I have like eight cons open. And instead of my take profit being $600 is now $1,000, right? So it's more of a hands-on scalping. You can even like partial, if you have eight cons open, you can close five and leave three and then have like two close down here, the remaining two, and then one if you want to leave a big runner, like have it close down here. That's more of the trading I was doing before. But like I said, I had no psychology for it. I had no discipline for it. It was working because of the daily lockout. But whenever I had the chance to remove the daily lockout, or whenever I noticed where the daily lockout was not there, I would flip into monkey brain and just gamble, bro. Gamble. Like I without the daily lockout, I was a fraud. So the unicorn offered you more discipline where the forever model has less guardrails. Exactly, bro. You've said it. And I've been trading the unicorn since that was August, September, October. Since October probably I made the switch. And from October to today was October, November, December, Jan. Around I mean the last Q4s I traded all unicorn. I haven't gotten a payout with the unicorn, but the unicorn taught me discipline, bro. It taught me patience, it taught me detachment, it taught like I'm like I don't know, bro. Like reaching the last macro for me was unheard of. But I am more inclined into coming back because, bro, like I don't know, like I'm not feeling that sense of like I know like the guy said, no wonder you're on a losing streak. Which it doesn't hurt my ego because that brother does not know that I've actually been doing everything correctly, that I've been following the rules. I've just the unicorn has not won. I've taken 3 unicorns or 4 or 5 unicorns, all unicorns strictly, and they've lost. I follow my rules, I follow the discipline, I follow my risk management. I did everything I had to do. Losses are part of the game. I'm not taking losses because I'm guessing or gambling on trades or doing whatever the fuck. Like I'm following rules and I'm losing, right? I'm still learning to scale in properly. So for right now, I'm set and forget kind of trader, and my model allows me to, since I only trade in 5 minute time frame, but I definitely want to implement. In that case, I feel like obviously third person. I don't know you personally, but I feel like you're struggling with like you're money driven still. Like if you're a set and forget type trader and you want to implement scaling in, you have to understand you have to scale out as well. So are you willing to take small wins? Like are you okay with like right now I know you want to pass your eval, no? You're looking to make 1.5k, but are you willing to in a day make $100 and call it quits? Make $200, call it quits? Are you willing to have that happen and all right, $200 is not enough. I need more. I need more to trade in the day. Like I need to get close to 500, need to get close to 1k, or same at the Avers, your lockout's 300, $500. You take a $200 loss, there's really no price action, no structure. Are you willing to call it a day, to say all right, I'm done here, there's nothing to trade for me here? There's That's what it comes down to. So setting and forgetting is fine. It trains your eye into finding the good setups and letting the model print. But like I said, it comes down to the sacrifices you're willing to take from trading whatever you're trying to trade. There's sacrifices that have to be made, and sometimes those sacrifices are not being money driven, being more input focused. Writing down your rules. Look, look it, look it. I want to show y'all something. Something very, very intimate. Not really, not really intimate, but have a list. Your risk management parameters. How much am I risking? All right, 300 size in and out with lockout. I'm gonna put a question mark because this is something I implemented off stream that I questioned myself over. Um, Over 50% of the fib, I'm break even. If I win, done for the day. If I lose or break even, max 2 trades for the day. Manual close at 80%? Question mark. Maybe I don't know. I'm thinking of implementing raging days. De-risk or no trades. Trading stop loss towards last gap. Like you have to put all your parameters for your trade and your risk management. What are you gonna do if this happens? What are you gonna do if this happens? What are you gonna do if this happens? Right? So you have clarity whenever you go into a trade or whenever you open a position. You have clarity. You know what you're going to do. There's no You leave no ambiguity in the table. So this is all risk management. It's not really the unicorn strategy. It's all the risk management based side. So it says, after losing 20 plus accounts at this point, I know I'm money driven and that's my downfall when passing evals, but I think setting and forgetting allows me not to move my stop loss or take profit no matter the outcome. All right. What I encourage you to do then, if that's the case, if you're money driven and you're still struggling, you need to make a change internally. It's not going to happen on the charts. Trust me. You need to make it change internally. How do you make a change internally? Make sure you have a good routine. Make sure you're sleeping early. Make sure you're going to the gym. Make sure you're reading books. This is a great book that could help you with making money. Ego is the enemy, bro. Read it. This is a great book. Read it. Let's see what other book I have that I could recommend that I read. I mean, I have a few on the Kindle. I have a couple few borrowed out. Trading in the Zone is a great book. Stillness is the Key from the same author of Ego is the Enemy is a magnificent book. The charts are already there. You already know how to read the charts, right? You know what you need to be doing to be profitable, right? All right, so then stop putting in the work on the charts. Now put the work on yourself. Fix your mental. Why are you money driven? What's the cause? You need to pay bills, all right? You what I'm trying to get at is you could always backtrack to the root cause, and that's where you need to fix. It's all within, it's all internal, it's all. Are you a full-time trader? As of now, I am a full-time trader. Full-time trader and content creator. The last pay, let's look at my payouts, cause people be slandering me and shit. I mean, yeah, living in the past or whatever. But I used to get payouts. My last payout was in August 21st was my last payout. Rip. All right, let me make sure y'all could see it. I started trading Top Step in January of last year. My first ever account that I bought, I passed it, which I passed it. I have the certificate right here. I passed it on January 20th, and I started trading it like January 7th. I passed it, and I got a payout off that account. It was in the old dashboard. So I've gotten more payouts than this, but on the old dashboard. So I was averaging like a payout a month last year, which was nice. It gave me a stint of, oh shit, like this is actually doable. Like I could actually make money from this. But this is the last payout I got from the account, from an account. I was copy trading two accounts. I grew the balance to like $7,000. I was in the trip with my family and I blew that account. I blew it. I blew like 7 racks, and that shit fucked with my mental. I went on a cold streak, and then like I went on a trip. I was going through some shit internally. I went through some shit, and that's where I made I flipped the switch. I need to go all in on social media. I need to fucking lock in. I need to be more accountable to myself. I can't let that happen. I can't blow accounts like that. And I just I started reading books about my psychology. I got closer to God. I'm still in that transformation, although I feel like I'm already more on the right side than on the left side, if that makes sense. Um, I started doubling down on social media. I started this Road to Glory challenge. I wanted to be more strict with my rules. I wanted to find a mechanical strategy, and I found the unicorn. And you know, like we're right here. We're right here. I've been documenting and live streaming. Y'all could like scroll down on my lives. I was still trading forever model. I made the switch during social media to unicorn. And I've been trading unicorn ever since, but I have not gotten a payout. Ever since I blew those accounts, I've not gotten a payout. I've gotten close. I've gotten to day 4. I've gotten to day 5, but you blow it. Like it fucks with your psychology. Damn, you almost made 10 bands in 3 months. That's fire. It's all good though, because this year everything changes for us. For sure. I mean, the change starts today. Being a profitable trader is not a place you reach. I want to become a profitable trader. No, no, no. Either you are a profitable trader or you're not. The decisions you make today are what define you as a profitable trader. So right now is when you make the change. Right now is when you to decide to become a profitable trader. Do you journal your trades? You don't journal, you're not a profitable trader, because every single profitable trader that I know, Every professional trader that I know journals their trade. What gives you the right to not journal your trades? If you're unprofitable, you're still chasing evals, and you're not fucking journaling your trades, bro. Like, what makes you think you're better than the professionals that are actually making money from this? You're not. So journal your fucking trades. Do what the professionals are doing. The professionals say detach from the charts. Don't spend 30 hours on the charts, 40 hours in the week in the fucking charts, backtesting, doing this, doing that, doing that. Bro, it's not like learning the charts is easy, bro. Learning a strategy is easy. You're gonna get it in a month. You're gonna get it with time. You're gonna understand the unicorn, supply and demand, ICT, whatever. You're gonna get it eventually. That's not the hard part. If that's not the hard part, what's the hard part? The hard part is the psychology aspect of trading. If that's the hard part of trading, then that should be our main focus. That should be what we should be putting all of our brain power and our focus on trying to solve that aspect of trading. If that's the hard part, that's what we should be looking after. Not looking for the next strategy, not looking for a guru, not looking for nothing, bro. Nothing. You are the edge. If you know what, how many times have we said, fuck, if I only did this, I would have made money. If I only did this, I would be profitable. But you can't do that because your brain does not allow you to. The energy is not there. You need to make that energy. You need to change your identity. I'm not a gambler. I'm a trader. I want to flex, not flex, right? But I want to say me, Matrix Misk, my profession, I'm a trader. Traders lose money. Traders make money. Traders journal their trades. Traders follow a risk management plan. Traders follow rules. They have a strategy. They don't guess. They trade with confidence. That's what a trader does. So look up the definition of trader and then look at a mirror and are you that guy? Are you that girl? Are you that person? Holy yep. So absolutely nothing for me to trade. Just this beautiful CRT we caught. Um this whole weekend and this past weekend I had been talking to my friends about making the switch back to the more freestyle based trading like I was doing with Top Step. Let this mechanical shit go. Maybe at the unicorn as one of my entries. Because if you see my calendar, the one I'm sharing with y'all, that was the calendar I was using before. Let's see. That was the calendar I was trading forever model, but I had different entry models. CRT, FVG, or IFVG. So it would leave me like more of a freestyle based trading. Wait, I actually want to see my previous calendars. I have this calendar of a bunch of trades I took. This was this was in August. This was before. And still like cool to see, I guess, what I was trading. No trades yet. No trades in the macro. We are bearish on the bias. Nothing for me to trade yet. Perhaps maybe the FVG traders. I mean, there was even a bullish unicorn, but I wouldn't have taken it because I'm bearish bias. But even that, making the switch changes everything. People tell me, why don't you trade two accounts, bro? That could be very, very counterintuitive because in one I'm looking for one thing and in the other I'm looking for two things. So I'm making two different biases, which could punish me, right? So I just want to see my trade, like what type of trades I was taking. Look, same thing. Here I took a CRT short. CRT with IFVG, we enter on short, draw on liquidity, and I made 500 bucks from this trade. And it wasn't really like a lot of points. It is the 5 minute, but it wasn't. I was opening 3, 6 cons, sometimes 10. See, made 500 bucks on this one. And this is why you also see the journals because, again, a CRT entry. Could always look back at. I also caught myself looking back at my own videos. That's why I encourage also like recording your screen, recording yourself. Again, fucking IFVG entry towards the draw liquidity, no drawdown trade, which is what you want. A lot of targets on the highs, but this was also I'm about 100% sure I did re-entries and scale in, scale out. Do miss it sometimes, but I do not miss the person I was whenever I was taking those trades because I was very ego driven, and that is a double-edged sword for the good and the bad. But yeah, I mean, honestly, I know I'm gonna make it. I don't know if it's this year. I don't know if it's today. I don't know if it's next year. I know I'm gonna make it. I'm not gonna fucking give up. I'm gonna keep recording. I'm gonna do this till the day I die. I known about a case. I'm not gonna say names, but someone close to me. Close to me? I want to say someone that I know. That's an old man. He was a victim of the Matrix. He was employed for most of his life. Um, he made good money as a rat, as a Matrix rat, with all due respect. He made his decent money. I mean, he was making X amount of money per month, not really saving much. Um, he had been working for like 30, 40 years. I don't know, bro. And at the end, they fired him. I mean, they fired his whole floor, and he got like a exit bonus from all those years working, and he got a big chunk of change. And don't ask me how, but he lost all that chunk of change investing it with someone he knows, which they fucked him over totally. But now that person is a bum. That person, this happened like 5, 6, 7 years ago, 8 years ago, and he's a bum. Like he has no skills. He has nothing. He has a big ego. He doesn't want to take a job below what he thinks he should get. He hasn't had a job for like 8 years. Not really because they haven't given it to him, but because he doesn't want to take the jobs because he thinks he deserves more. But bro, and he's like about to be 60, bro, like 50 some. Like I feel bad honestly, but there's only so much I could do, right? What I could do is take it as a lesson, bro. I don't want to be like I'd rather spend 10 years being unprofitable than spending 50 years and still having no bread. Like it just I just compare myself and it's like, bro, that could not be me. I cannot let that person be me. Like I don't know, bro. Obviously it's all attitude and you can make money how like money's everywhere and shit, but I'm telling you, bro, like the ego is the scariest thing there is. And trust me, I know, bro. I know. I was so egotistical. I was so ego driven. It's kind of cringy remembering myself. Obviously, I do get this duality of asking myself, like, bro, like, whenever I was egotistical, I was doing better financially, but I wasn't really feeling good internally. But I was doing better financially. So I do get this duality of, bro, like, maybe I do need to be egotistical if I want to get what I want to get, but you don't. The reality is you don't. Like, money isn't everything. We're thinking money's gonna change our lives, but it really isn't. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of ambiguity with that quote, right? Because there's people that are broke as fuck and they're victims of the system. I'm honestly blessed and privileged, but there's people that, I don't know, can't pay hospital bills, right? And they have a loved one in the hospital, or, I mean, there's a situation for everything out there. But if you think you're feeling unhappy and money's gonna change that, you're wrong. You need to dig deep and ask yourself what really is going to make you happy. That's exactly what I did. I noticed why I wanted to make money. Why was I so money driven? I realized I'm not a materialistic person. Whenever I make money, I'm not thinking of buying a car or nothing like that. I want none of the material shit. So I kept asking myself, why do I want money, bro? Like I'm not like I don't want to flex to no one. I don't want to why do I want money? I mean, obviously this is personal, right? Probably not going to say, but I realized why I wanted money. And that why I was pulling from, the energy I was pulling from to make money was incorrect. Every day I would be feeling empty. I used to have an Airbnb business. I used to make money, cash flowing money, more safe money, right? I wasn't making a lot of money, but it was good money for like I learned how to make money. I learned what it was to keep money, to invest, to start a business. I learned it. But even though I was making money, even though I had a business which was something I had dreamt of my whole life and my whole teenage years, fuck, owning a business, I was living it. But I was so fucking unhappy, bro. Like, there's no regrets, right? But looking back, I do tell myself like, oh, how stupid I was. But it's all a learning lesson. Your whole life you're learning, trying to improve. And it's like, bro, how could I be miserable when I had all that? But something within me was rotten to its core. So it takes a couple hits of rock bottom to bounce back, bro. Holy yap. But trading changed everything for me, bro. It changed my fucking life. I used to be a night owl. Now I sleep fucking early to wake up early. Still struggle sometimes, but more often than not, I'm up early and I sleep early. Which that, for starters, is a big, big change I needed to make in my life that trading helped me with. Um, my ego, trading will always make sure you get humbled. Will always make sure. There can't be any ego in trading. I've even asked myself if there's a like if at any given moment does the ego dissipate? Is the ego always going to be there? Is it always going to exist? I mean, I've asked around. I've asked a lot of people for their perspectives, and I do get the same answer every time that, bro, no, the ego is always going to be there. The ego can't go away. But I don't know. I feel like if you observe it enough within, I feel like eventually it does go away. Eventually, you do train it enough that you don't let ego take the wheel, which is a little bit counterintuitive because that means that ego is there. But I feel like the more you don't let ego take the wheel, eventually it will stop popping onto your thoughts. I don't know if that makes sense, bro. I'm tripping right now. But still, no trades for me. We're still bearish bias. We're still waiting for a short to happen, which has not happened. I think I am going to buy a Top Step account for tomorrow. Come back to where it all started. Currently in this funded, I'm around 850, 840 down. Around 1 week of trading. That's another thing. I think learning to not blow accounts in 1 day, at least giving yourself 2 days to blow accounts, goes a long way. The feeling of blowing an account in 1 day is so shitty. You need to stop blowing your accounts in 1 day. Like even if you're risking an eval, like give yourself 3 days, bro. At least don't allow yourself to blow account in 1 day. That is not good. So we're gonna wait for the last macro. See if we get a trade, another trade. We don't. I'm fucking fine to call it. There's no news Monday. Uh, we kind of did chop our way to the top, and I am expecting. I do have a bearish bias, so we still don't get any bearish confirmation. But let's see right here in the last macro, we're gonna redo our bias and see if we're still bearish. Which I have a feeling we are still gonna be bearish, but let's see. If y'all have any questions about anything, just want to chat or whatever, let me know. Let me know. I honestly love doing this, what I'm doing, streaming. I love it. I love streaming. I love the videos. I make no money off this, like off streaming, off content creation, and I make no money off trading yet. But it's funny how I would take Like I would love for this to be my real job. And whenever I say this, I do picture myself being fulfilled and happy. And right now, I feel that. I feel fulfilled and happy, even though I'm not making any money off it, because I'm living the life I want to live. You feel me? I'm doing what I want to do. I'm driven to do this every single day. I have passion for it. So if you say I need money to be happy, bro, you need to be happy today with what you got. You need to be grateful. You need to be present, because tomorrow, we don't know if tomorrow's going to happen. We don't know. I'm 25 years young, brother. About to be 26 in April, but I am 25 years young. I'm a college dropout. I went to college when I was 19. I dropped out because my parents could not afford to pay for my college anymore. I did apply for some scholarships, but my parents could not afford it because I was the youngest of three siblings, and my parents had a baby 18 years later, so I had to drop out. Whenever I dropped out at 19, obviously, like everyone, you feel lost in the world. You don't know what you're going to do with your life. You have all this immense pressure from society and from your parents that you need to work and make money and have a career and matrix bullshit. And I started working in a call center, which was probably the most impressive I've been working in the call center. And then after a couple months, probably like 6 months, I quit. So I did have a taste of the matrix. I quit and I started working for an uncle, which was basically just I was basically like his chauffeur. That went on for like a year. So that was pandemic 2020, 2021. And during this time is when I first started trading and learned about trading, and not learned, but really got into it and putting money in it. When I was 20, I did not know what I was doing. I just thought it was cool. I just thought trading was cool. I was losing money. I was gambling. I did, like, one time I remember taking an operation in the night. I went to sleep, woke up, and it was up hella big. And I remember like that excitement, that dopamine. I chased it forever. Um, After that, I got fired from my uncle's uh, job, and then thanks to going to college, I was in the Facebook group, and in the Facebook group there was this job application for call center type job, but it was home office. This was during the COVID. It was office, and it was in English. I live in Mexico, obviously. It was in English, so I applied. Ton of people applied, and me and this chick got the job. And the job was real estate job, but in the United States, and I was making calls. I'm not gonna get too in depth on the job. It was a tough job, but I did learn a lot about sales, about my confidence, about real estate. I got fired from that job. Like I said, I'm not gonna get into details, but that ignited the spark into real estate. Um, I started looking into real estate here in Mexico. I went into a real estate firm, worked as a broker, as an agent. Um, I sold a house. I got commission off that selling, and with that money, I started an Airbnb business with my brother-in-law. We rented out and furnished an apartment, and in the city here where I live, we rented it out. We were nervous. We weren't sure. We were not confident. Well, maybe a little bit confident, but we were a bit scared because we had never done anything like it. The first month of that apartment, so it took like a month to rent it and furnish it. Then the next month, we, well, I put it up in Airbnb and we got 30 out of 30, 30 out of 30 days it rented. So that was a big high for me in terms of holy shit, this shit works. Holy shit. So that's where whenever I made my first money from entrepreneurship, then I rented another place and did basically repeat the same process and I started cash flowing and then I got contacted by a friend like, "Yo, do you manage Airbnbs?" Like, not really. Like, I manage my own Airbnbs because they're mine, but I don't really do like outside shit. It's like, "Oh, I have this property. Can you come check it out?" I'm like, "Oh shit, yeah, let me check it out." So I got that property. I started managing it, started charging commission, and then another person called me like, "Hey," and it just started snowballing and snowballing. I got to the point where I had like 20 Airbnbs. I had several contracts signed. I had this, I had that, and I was like, "Holy shit, I'm gonna do this Airbnb shit my whole life." I started when I was 22, um, and I ended it in December of 2024. But I started in 2022, and I was so young and so naive, and nowhere near where I'm at today mentally. But you gotta learn somehow, some way. And I stopped liking the business. I stopped caring for the business because I hate customer service, bro. I hate dealing with other people. And it got to me to where the point where I just broke through and gave up. That's what it comes down to. I really gave up. I was managing like in December. It's painful to talk about it a little bit because it does kind of hurt, but I gave up like 15 properties. Some were with the same owner. Some owners had like three properties with me, and I just had to. I can't do this anymore. Thank you for the opportunity. I'm gonna refer you to one of my friends who's also an Airbnb manager, and I'm sorry, but thank you for everything. And I just called it quits. And during all this time of the Airbnb when I started and whenever my uncle's job or whatever, I was trading. This whole time I had been trading. Trading had always I used to trade forex. And I used to trade more higher time frame, more swing trading. Not really knowing what I was doing, right? Something you have on the side, something you just do for fun. I used to fill accounts with like $100, like live accounts, and just trade them with like one lot, two lots. And then I met a couple friends that, well, I did have already a friend, which he was my friend. I just knew he was trading, but not really, never really spoke about it to it because he was super secretive about it. They were super secretive about it. Um, but one day I sat him down. I invited him over to my house. We started talking about trading and shit, and he told me about ICT. I showed him my chart and I was like, oh, I have this trade open from Forex. And he started like reading the price action super to the tick, and he was like super, what's the word? Colloquent, colloquent, elegant. I don't know, man. Like, was super fine with reading price action. I was like, holy shit, I want to learn how to trade like you, brother. You know the classic. Teach me your ways. He was like, bro, I'm not gonna teach you shit, dog. I'm gonna send you a link and watch the videos. And I'm like, all right, bet. Send me the link, brother. Eloquent, that's the word. I'm like, send me the link, brother. For sure, I was like, bro, how did you learn this? I'm gonna send you the link. All right. He sent me the link of the 2022 mentorship. All right, bet. I watched the whole 2022. The moment he left my house, which was like 10 p.m., I remember putting it in my TV. Like, I watched like three episodes, taking notes and shit. Like, from the moment he left, which was February of 2024, I was still in the Airbnb business. February of 2024, and I watched hella ICT. I was in school at the time. I watched hella ICT. I was paying more attention to trading than I was in school, and I was taking hella notes. And I have my iPad filled with notes and shit. I had physical notes, reading ICT. And then that friend, he was like, "Oh, bro," like he noticed I was getting more and more into it, and I was understanding it more. And he was like, "Bro, we have a WhatsApp group of a couple friends of mine that we trade." And I was like, oh shit, like bet if you want to put me in, but I'm not really ready for it. Like, no, I'm add you to the group, and like he was super cool. My good friend Trayman, I love that guy. He's probably in here, maybe. I don't know. Uh, but he accepted me, and he saw something in me that he said, "All right, I'm gonna put you in the group." I was like, "All right, bet." And I joined the group of the good-looking traders, which is we're like five. I mean, the group has grown. I think we added two new members. Um, but whenever I joined, it was just three people and myself, so we were four. And I started talking to them and noticed they were trading prop firms, and they started telling me more about ICT. And then I had never met them IRL, and then I met them IRL, and I started asking more in-depth questions. And another guy, Matrix for Value, good friend of mine, um, he specifically showed me Justin Werlane. He showed me Lumi trades. He showed me all these different content creators and YouTube resources for me to learn and delve into. I started taking notes and reading, and I bought a book, Psychology of Trading, and I was just going all in to preparing for 2025 because I knew I was gonna buy a funded account. I wanted to buy a prop firm account and give it a stab because during this time in the group chat, nobody had ever been funded. They had been trading for like 1 year, 2 years maybe. Nobody on that group chat had been funded. Nobody had gotten a payout from trading. Um, and me going into the group, the competitive person I am, maybe a little bit ego driven, I was like, bro, I'ma show them this shit's easy. I'ma show them how to make money off this. I'ma prove to them. Like it wasn't to prove to myself, bro. It was to prove to them, like, bro, I'ma show you, yeah, that this is possible, that y'all can make money. And I bought my first ever account, and like having that mindset of I'ma show them, I'ma show them. Having that mindset, it took me a long way because I passed that account. Obviously, I flexed it in the group. Holy shit, I passed, bro. Holy shit, like I got the certificate and I printed it out and I have it here in my frame right here. It's like, holy shit, I did it, bro. Now it's time for the payout. I reached 5 days. I remember I was $800 in profit on the account. I reached 5 days and I took out $400 without knowing the balance was gonna reset to zero. But I took out $400. I was like, all right, I'm gonna take $400. I still have $1,200 left of drawdown, so I still have wiggle room and shit. But little did I know that taking that money out was gonna reset my balance to zero. I made that first withdrawal in February, the beginning of February. I took out $400. Obviously, I fucking celebrated it and flexed that shit. Like, oh shit, I got a payout, bro, $400. Like, I made hella bread. This shit's actually possible. All right, wait, let me lock in for a little bit. All right, on the daily, we're still neutral. 4 hour, we're bearish. We're trading inside of this bearish gap. I'm assuming this bearish gap is going to get respected. I do want to see price come retrace back. 1 hour, same thing. I'm gonna assume this 1 hour is gonna get respected, although in 15 minutes I am going to revisit this time frame to see how the candle closes. On the 15-minute, we are trading inside of this bearish gap. We make our buys offer balances, so we are still bearish, and you can see the 15-minute is starting to reject a little bit. So the macro just started, and it seems to be that we are displacing here. Let me look at ES. ES, kind of fishy. All right, what I do want to see is price. Let me see, just looking at ES quickly. I do want to see an inversion of this 5 minute fair value gap. But the trade, I will probably take it in the 5 minutes. So this is, I want to see a shift from that low, this low. We do, yeah, probably take this trade on the 5 minute because we do have this breaker right here. So I probably do want to see the inversion in the 5 minutes. So I'm still waiting for candle close. Let me take a piss. 3 minutes. Let me take a piss, boys. I'm gonna continue the story. I'm not done. I'm gonna continue. Give me a second. All right, we're back. So, how much should I risk per trade in prop firm challenges? I want your opinion. Some people say risking 1% takes too long. I mean, you do want to risk $500 on if it's a 50K eval and it's a $2,000 drawdown. You want to risk 500 bucks per trade. Looking to make a 2 to 1. Or if you're slick, you could sneak in a 2.5 to 1, which is the $1,500, which is half. But you do want to risk $500 or have your daily lockout as $500. Yeah. And for example, if your trade is 30-point stop loss or a 15-point stop loss, it does not matter. You always want to risk the $500, regardless if it's a 15-point or 30-point stop loss. Hope that makes sense. You do not want to blow your evals in one day. It's alright to treat them with high risk and disregard them because that's how I treat them and that's how everybody treats them. But it's not okay to blow it in one day because you fall into the trap of, I blew it in one day, let me buy another one and another one and another one. You fall into the trap. You don't want to give money to these prop firms. Still waiting. If you're looking to take this IFEG, you need to wait for candle to close below it. Gotta wait, gotta wait. Don't take premature entries. Don't get FOMO. Don't get. Just wait. So we are still bearish. We are still looking for shorts. Trading inside of this 15-minute gap. We're waiting. It does not look like it wants to print short. And what do we do in these scenarios? We don't trade. That's what we do. Or we wait for confirmation. Because to me, it looks like it wants to keep pumping higher. Now, 5 minute does not look too good. Just chopping. Looking at ES as well. I do want to catch a unicorn. Specifically short. We have 10. We have 25 minutes to look for a trade, so we're chilling. 25 minutes for the macro. Um, I'm still feeling a bit iffy about switching the strategy. I do want to give this unicorn more breathing room and a chance. I want to give the unicorn a chance. But I do feel that my previous strategy is calling my number. I want to give it a try with the new mental skills I got. Which I feel like it's more more beneficial into prop firm type trading. But I'm waiting. I'm waiting, boys. Do you have the patience to wait till the last macro and not blow your bullets? There was many times we could have entered long, many signs and many confirmation, but our bias was bearish. This is what I mean with it being counterintuitive of having two accounts and trading two different strategies, because in one I could be bearish and one I could be bullish. And I don't want to shoot myself in the foot with having two different biases and looking for two different things and two different, it's too much. So it's either one or the other. We still haven't gotten any significant correction from the pump. We're still just putting new highs. And it's still just pumping. I'm gonna grab this order block right here. Putting in new highs. Do we have SMT? We do not. Oops. Sometimes what happens is the whole AM is just like consolidating or maybe a little pump up, push up. And the PM is where the shorts present themselves. I mean, it's not really that I'm married to the bias, it's just the bias that I got. And price at the end of the day is going to do whatever the fuck it wants to do. It delivers whatever. Even it doesn't care if it's trading inside of bearish confluences and bearish biases, right? Price is going to deliver wherever the fuck it wants to deliver. It's not about marrying a bias or flipping my bias. Oh, no, no, no. Like the rules, I followed the rules, and the rules told me I'm bearish, even though it's pumping. Like I'm need to wait for a bearish confirmation. I'm not just gonna take it long, just to take it. So I have this OB marked out. We want to see it get inversed. 3 minute OB as well here at this low. Want to see that get inversed. If we're actually going to displace towards London low, that's our confirmation. About 300 points. It's a lot of room to grow. I mean, we're not trying to catch the 300 points. Probably these will be our stop losses. These short-term lows. Or these internal lows, my bad. But we're waiting. It is no news Monday. It's all right to take a small win or break even or small loss. It's not all right to blow your accounts on a no news Monday on one day. It's not. Now we are having another 5 minute unicorn present itself. Bullish. We initially respected this 5 minute unicorn and we're putting in another unicorn inside of the unicorn, which is not good. But I'm not gonna take it. So we are getting another. Now we're not gonna get it. We're close to getting another CRT entry. No, we didn't get it. Uh, all right, we're gonna get a new hourly candle open here. I do expect to see some volume. New hourly candle just open. See how it prints. We're getting a nice V-shaped recovery. Let's watch, keep going. I'm not really too excited for the fact that we have no top wick on the hourly candle open. So this could very well just be creating the bottom wick. But let's see. Notice how we tap into the order block, respecting it. Bullish order flow is still in play. Cheeky stuff. We swept this high, putting in minor SMT, giving us a new order block. I'm waiting for that retracement. We have SMT at the highs here. I'm waiting, boys. I'm waiting for what we want to happen to happen. I'm waiting. The 5 minute is looking mighty bullish. Yeah, this shit's loading up to fucking pump. Set the high again. Yes, it's just about to sweep it as well. Taps beautifully into 15-minute unicorn and displaces. But it's not aligned with our bias. But it's still cool to see how price delivers. Beautiful unicorn right there. Still SMT at the highs. It's still standing. Which is a good sign. Do want to see the displacement. We still have 10 more minutes. See if we can get anything. Still waiting for that displacement. There could very well be no displacement and just price pushing up and continue higher, going for the highs. That could very well be the case. But I do want to see a displacement below the order block. ES is starting to shift as well, which is a good sign. We do have SMT at the highs, which is a good sign. Now let's see if we are going to be blessed with a unicorn. So far it's going good. ES is shifting beautifully. Now let's see if it holds. Need to wait for candles to close. Getting a nice shift. Nice shift. Beautiful. Want to see it close below this wick. We're getting a shift on the S, but we want to see it close below the wicks. Even on the 3 minute, we're having a 3 minute unicorn as well, which is good. ES did shift, NQ not quite. Do we want to take an early entry? Probably gonna wait for the 3 minute if I'm being quite honest. So we want this gap to hold. Mm, yeah, not really getting the shift. ES is not gonna hold the bag. I mean, we could enter off the 1 minute, but we didn't really see a shift on NQ. We wanted to see a shift below this low, which we're not really getting. And yeah, we would have been faked out right there. It's just pumping, straight pumping. But we are generating all this low resistance liquidity that I do want to see get swept. A lot of low resistance. And we're still putting in SMTs. Bearish. Waiting, we're waiting. One more minute for the macro. Probably no trade. Yep, no trade. Fuck this shit. I'm done. We only took one trade here, which was not even the unicorn. It was CRT, something I hadn't taken in a long time. But I've seen this pattern multiple times where we have SMT at the high and we have CRT entry. This SMT is the protected high. Targeted the low here. This was the trade. Take a quick screenshot. All right, yeah, we're done for the day, boys. This is our only trade we took. CRT, not even the unicorn. Still considering going back to my old self type shit. I'm still thinking it through. I'm gonna buy a Top Step account tomorrow. We might start there, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, I love y'all. Thank you for tuning in, even though there's 3 people. Thank you for sticking around. I'll catch you all tomorrow. Tomorrow. GG's. Love you.